Da, 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 da.
How does that go, John?
I don't know. It's that glass breaking all the time, man.
We got to cut that out. That's how, maybe leave it in one or something like that. But listen, we're back, and we have Magnolia in the studio with us tonight. The beautiful and young. I have to emphasize how young she is because the talent is exceeds her age by many years. She's only 15 years old. What grade are you in?
10th grade.
10th grade. Holy cow. You know, what a future you have ahead of you. Do you have any ideas in your head about what you want to do next?
I know exactly what I want to do.
Okay.
Well, education-wise, I want to get my PhD, MD, and go into obstetrics.
Wow. You want to be a doctor?
It's going to take me 12 years
Yeah.
to be able to say I'm an obstetrics doctor, but I'm ready to go down that road.
Wow. So you can be creating music and chogging around and doing videos the whole time you're studying to be a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Well, good for us.
Yeah, I know.
You know.
Let's not go there.
I know. Well,
maybe it'll be what by the time she's a doctor, it'll be like right, passing this little thing
Right.
in front of you like Star Trek.
Right. Yeah. Just the little what do you call it? Tricorder.
The
And they
tricorder. Yeah.
Yeah, and they tell you everything that's wrong with you. Yeah, they don't want to pass it this way. I'll tell you that. But oh gosh, I'm telling you. It's amazing that there is such talent, and it's a pleasure to work with. It's a pleasure having you here tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure being here.
Well, thanks for being here, and thanks for turning the world on to your music. Do you have anything inside your head other than school? I'm talking about musically now. A new project or any kind of visions that I think your dad does. We'll ask him that in a little bit. But what about you?
Well, I definitely want to do more projects in the future. Hopefully, before Orlando leaves, something else will happen.
You want to give these guys, you gave them a pat on the back in the last segment. Now, would you recommend that some young artist or up-and-coming artist come see these guys if they wanted to do something?
Any artist, definitely. I feel like they are the best. Definitely, like recording. John is amazing recording, and Orlando. If you want to get a laugh, Orlando's a person to go see.
Yeah.
I'm crying right now.
Oh man, look, John, don't get sentimental on us now. So, let's see, and when she's becoming a doctor, maybe she can visit us in the old rockers home.
Yeah, right.
You
The
know what I mean?
rockers home. Yeah.
Which won't be long.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, John, what do you got?
Well, let me ask her a question. How about
Sure,
that? Right.
absolutely.
What style of music would you like to pursue? Maybe just like a new project. What is your vision about a new song or a new thing that you'd like to put out?
I definitely want to go more towards electronic sounds.
I knew she was gonna say
Like-
that.
like-
But that's good though.
But
That's
like
good.
techno, like a European kind of techno, or
Not quite.
Uh-huh.
Just not so much instrumental.
right?
Like with raw like instruments and everything. I feel like I would go towards a more
Synthesized kind of
not
organ.
synthesized, not like fake,
Right.
but well, fake like guitar, like really like hard stuff, like you know what I mean?
No, I know what she's talking about. She's talking
You mean
about she's
like
talking
my
about more
kind-
synthesized stuff, really. in a
Like
way.
my kind of music, you mean? It's
Yeah,
like
maybe,
some
maybe.
older rock kind of stuff, or no? But
No, I think what she's talking probably like like the new styles that are coming out now because they're familiar with that. That's normal, you know what I mean? And we've talked about that, and it's basically we thought that the best thing to do is just sit at the computer and just start doing it.
well,
you
just
know?
out of curiosity, what kind of music do you listen to? If I were to pick up your iPad or your phone, what do you have in your phone?
You would understand nothing.
Oh,
And it's because
that's not surprising.
it's a little secret. It's a little secret.
Okay.
I listen to K-pop. And I don't know why, but I'm a person that's very open to different cultures. You know, I'm not that closed-minded person that is like staying towards like what I'm comfortable with, you know? I'm open to different cultures and stuff. So, yeah, I don't know why, but I like it.
So you like K-pop?
Yeah, like Korean music. it's exciting.
Yeah, well, we had J-pop. What's K-pop is like the Korean version
Yeah,
of J-pop.
yeah. It's a little bit. It's interesting because J-pop and K-pop, when you think about the difference between the two, J-pop is a little bit more girlyish type of, or I wouldn't say. Yeah, it is. It is like
It's kind of prissy. It's
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
prissy.
It's like
Yeah,
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 and
yeah,
then K-pop's a little bit more hardcore.
yeah, yeah.
It's funny because they got a lot of videos online where they say J-pop versus K-pop.
Yeah.
And
There's
when
a
you
controversy.
yeah, and there's a big difference.
Yeah.
And it's funny that we're talking about it because like the music and the business on like this side, it's really different to it over there. Like over there, producers spend like millions of dollars like training these groups,
Right, right,
and when they finally come out, like they have to be perfect.
Right.
They have to like know how to sing, dance, act, and it's not like producers invest that much in people over here, so it's
right.
different.
Well, I would say that's kind of the Menudo effect, the boy band type
Right,
effect.
right,
It's
right.
it's all in the performance, and whether or not they really actually have the talent. It's whether or not they can go out and put it out there and look like they have the talent.
Well, what's interesting about Asia is that Asia is like more of they're more dedicated to the one hit wonder type of thing, and they put out one act and they put a lot into it. I mean, they
Right.
put a lot of production into it. Like when the Psy, the video, what was that?
Oh yeah.
Gangnam Style.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Gangnam
yeah,
Style. I mean,
yeah.
you look at that and a lot of people misunderstand that guy studied at Berkeley. I mean, he's
Right.
got a master's degree in music, so it's not like he doesn't know music or anything like that. But he, that kind of stuff is there's a lot of it's like a Michael Jackson production, pretty much.
Right, right.
Which they don't do that here in the States anymore. I mean,
Well, I don't know. You guys seem to be right there.
well, because that's our mentors. Michael Jackson, I have a lot of personal mentors of music and rock and a lot of the greats, and I still believe in that. But but they're cutting corners right
And
now.
that's a very good point because you can be a young guy and you can buy all the equipment. In fact, during the break, we were talking to Magnolia about this outside. You can buy all the good equipment and you can have it, but it's like the experience that John and myself and Orlando bring to the table here. It's the years and years of really seeing the music industry change. I mean, we're talking about when we started, it was late '60s, and so
Right.
so all that knowledge of music, it comes full circle eventually.
Come on, Captain, give me a break. Don't give me that old. I'm not that old.
You're
Yes,
not
I
much
am. Yes,
younger.
I am.
You're not that much younger than I am. Okay.
Honestly, I
Yeah,
wish I
give
was
me that.
around in that era of music. I wish I was around to see that.
Well, and it's amazing. I was talking to some young guys the other day, and I was trying to explain what an echoplex was. And they're used to having these little digital delay boxes now that you go click down and, it's all done internally. But
Yes.
the old echoplex, it literally had a tape that wrapped around the inside of the thing.
Echoplex. What's
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. But they were great,
Yeah, they were great. They sounded great, and they try to imitate the sounds, and it's not quite the same.
Right.
It's very
It's got a little bit more digital. It's not as rough and
right,
stuff.
Right.
But these are all things that the young people like Magnolia coming up now are going to get to experience, to go back and look and see how we did things in the old days. And you see a lot of them rather do it the way we used to do
Well,
it.
it's funny. She said she wished she would have been in that era, and you see a lot of people now that are trying to duplicate, the sounds and stuff of the past. But it's sad because in today's productions, I never follow. By the way, I don't follow any of that because I believe I'm old school and it's not going to change, right? And I'm not old school in the sense that I don't do modern music because I do all sorts of music, right? A lot of people are surprised. They go, "Wow, you can do this. I do this." In fact, we had a meeting the other night, right, where it says, "I do hip hop, I do rock, I do country, I do all sorts of styles, electronic music, anything, you name it. I don't care. It's just, as long as it's great music, I love it." But the truth is that we don't have, like, you watch European videos or you watch the Japanese videos or the Korean videos, right? And you watch what's going on around the world, and they learn from us what we did before, and they're like they're there.
They're out there killing it.
And then we're like really, it's like, here, let's put this beat together. and that's it. The whole song is there, and it's just no hooks. They're sometimes they cut corners all the time, and it's like when I work sometimes in the studio, it's kind of weird sometimes because guys will say, I want to come and record and drop all my things and mix everything in 1 hour, and I go like, well, there's no magic button for that. So the fact when we did this project with her, we spent some time. It was not something that that we did right away. We put in some hours, and not a lot of hours, but because we're actually very fast. And then people say, "Well, you're fast. Does that mean you're doing a good job or not?" No, is that we know what we're doing, but still, it takes 15 hours.
Well, the
16
thing
hours
is, if somebody comes in and rents studio time and get you to go along with the deal, I mean, that's the amazing part. You get John Seda to help produce the piece that you're doing, and to get and come in. And if you know what you're doing, you don't have to spend as much time in the studio. So in the long run, you're saving money by getting the pros to help you.
Right, exactly. And so if you there's this thing right now where people feel they can Google something, and remember we're joking about texting and stuff like that. Because this is something I talked to Orlando, to a lot of people, and we were talking about somebody we know that was texting, right? And how can you focus on something if you're texting all the time? So, and then for me, texting is like something. When I was a kid, when you watched an old Godzilla movie, it was claymation, right? Right. So now everything is animation.
Yeah.
So we didn't have any cell phones, so now we have cell phones, and now we're going backwards to texting. Is like Morse code. It's like it doesn't
Right.
make sense.
It's
Why
like-
would you want to talk to somebody? I want to talk to somebody. It's better, right? So I think because of all that, it affects music in a way because everything is like shortcutted. The whole McDonald's
Well, everybody
theory,
wants instant,
yeah,
gratuity.
the instant gratification, and that doesn't work in music because music you got to work at it. And she knows we were in the studio, so how did you feel when you were recording? I mean, it wasn't something we did right away. We really worked at it.
Yeah, it was very trial and error. People think that they can come in here and one verse, it's very trial and error, what works, what doesn't work.
Right, but it helps when you have a beautiful voice like you to start with.
It does help a little bit.
Well, it's set down beside us right here is Magnolia's father, Tony Portunato, and John, you're going to help translate a little bit because
Yeah, I'm going to translate for him. So go ahead and ask the question.
well, real quick, Tony, you must be very proud of your daughter.
Él dice que piensa que tú debes estar bien orgulloso de tu hija.
Thank you. Bien orgulloso.
Yeah,
He says he's very proud.
very proud. Now, Tony, do you have some other songs? What do you have in store for Magnolia next?
Que dice que si tiene otras canciones y qué es lo que tú tienes para ella, qué sorpresa tú piensas soltar con tu lírica y tu música.
Bueno, la sorpresa la tengo a nivel mundial. Ya hicimos la primera, al like, orgulloso como salió todo, el apoyo de John, Pedro, el fotógrafo, en este caso usted, Orlando. Quiere decir que a seguir y los proyectos vienen.
So he says that he has a surprise on a worldwide level. So when he writes songs, that's how he wants to approach it. And he's very in gratitude to you, Steve, to Pedro, to Orlando, to myself, to his daughter, and that he's got, he's very, very inspired to write some really cool stuff for the future.
Wow.
Otra cosa que no pierdo la esperanza, que le cante también a mi linda tierra de Cuba. Los cubanos merecen que una cubana esté triunfando aquí en los Estados Unidos.
So he says that he also wants to mention that he wants to dedicate his music, because he's from Cuba, and he wants to his beautiful people in Cuba, and that he feels he wants, is asking for support for his daughter who's from Cuba, and that she's doing a great job, and they hope that she feels proud of what she's doing.
And we have a large South American Latin audience, and we hope everybody out there gets an opportunity to go and check out her video. And John, tell them real quick again where they can go see the video.
Well, they can type in "I like" the English version, Magnolia.
And you can see that on Facebook. also. You
Yeah, we're
type
posting
in
it
I
on
like.
Facebook, but if you go to youtube.com/bornamusician1, you can look up all the videos, and there's actually her English and Spanish version of I Like. And there's actually a PSA that we put out, which is don't text and drive, and it's been actually doing really cool.
Yeah. Well, maybe in the next hour we'll play a little piece of that. And go ahead and give a shout out to everybody that helped you there with the video.
Well, I'm going to read down this special thanks to all the very kind people who was in our video. Magnolia Portuando, Shasali Mantasanares, Clarisa Ruiz, Orlando Martinez, Chio Kagawa, Trey Washington, John Seda, Tina Hernandez, Jack Bentevenga, Evelyn Agostini, Tony Portuando, Marco Portuando, that's his son, El Cupido, Manolito Portuando, and all the clowns at the circus that we don't even know who their names are. They were really cool. And also want to give a shout out to Judith and Brian Gutierrez from Guadalajara Restaurant. And I think if I can get my mouse to help me here. And also, let's see. Oh, my God. Abriana's restaurant, Abriana's barbershop, Value Pawn and Jewelry.
Value Pawnage. I've been there many a time.
Yeah, we've all been there. So anyway, they helped us out a lot too. And let's see, who was it? And the salon that Tina works at. Why is this stuff not here now?
Oh, the one that.
What's it called?
It's called Salon Volo.
Salon Volo. Which is
Salon
the
Volo?
nail garden.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that's where the negotiator
Thank
works.
you. Yeah. The negotiator.
That's where Tina.
That's where she works.
The negotiator, our good dear friend that
Right.
helps us out of many rough situations.
Right. So basically, that's it, and we're just really happy to have all been involved to help her out in this project. It's really cool, and I'm very excited about everything.
Okay, well, Magnolia Portunado, thank you very much for being here with us tonight.
Oh, it was a pleasure being here.
And you have an open invitation to come sit in and be part of the crew anytime you want.
Oh yeah, this is fun. I'm coming back.
Okay, Tony, thank you so much.
Thank you, Thomas.
Okay, and thank you, Pedro, for shooting pictures here tonight. You're listening to Born a Musician on WDBFradio.com.